sitting back, waiting for Juventus just to soak up all the possession.
Exactly, it's refreshing to see, and I think that Super Coppa victory in August really gave them confidence, and Simone Inzaghi has been talking about that before the match started, saying that he felt his players deserved a bit more respect after what they did in the Super Coppa, beating Juventus 3-2 dramatically in extra time. He said he felt that his boys just deserved a little bit more credit from some of the members of the media and the press, let's put it that way.
Mazzoleni spots the infringement there. Gonzalo Higuain, sure would have had time in those 2 weeks training to better his combination with Douglas Costa. We haven't really seen much from Douglas Costa so far, and this is his first season in Serie A. We do expect better things from the former Bayern Munich man.
Sure, I mean the marking will be a lot different to what he experienced with Bayern Munich, but the man nicknamed the Flash after the comic character of incredible speed. I'm sure his time will come in Serie A, but not with passes like that.
Strakosha didn't have too many difficulties in collecting that, as he sees Lucas Leiva. Is it back to the Angolan Bastos? That's a risky pass though. Strakosha released it quickly. In fact, he's found touch, and Juventus will get the throw. Bastos looking to be in fine form, anticipating Mandzukic there. The ball played upfield, goes straight to Barzagli. Buffon. Bentancur sees Lichtsteiner completely open down the right. And Juventus, as always, get themselves out of trouble.
Nicely done, sorry Marco, nicely done from Rodrigo Bentancur there. He is a wise head on the young shoulders.
As De Vrij also deals with the pressure from Higuain. Milinkovic, Savic goes to ground, called for a free kick, it wasn't given, as Bastos and Matuidi collide. Lucas Leiva, Milinkovic, Savic, good first touch from the Serb, he continues his run. Lazio can create danger here. The pass for Immobile was just touched by Chiellini, and now he's fouled Immobile. A free kick has been awarded to Lazio.
Reckless that from Chiellini, because you could see him flying into that challenge from afar, and you over the top, you know, knee again. That looks like a very painful one for Immobile, and Allegri won't be happy with that, because it means another chance for another accurate set piece from Luis Alberto, and to see if Lazio can get some of their tall guys on the end of it to cause some aggravation in that Juventus rear guard.
That move through the middle, wonderfully set up by Milinkovic Savic. So all of his qualities there. And he, as well as Luis Alberto, standing on the ball, but you would favour the Spaniard to have a crack from here. The whistle goes. And it's Milinkovic Savic. And the wall does its job, but there is a player down. I think it was indeed Mandzukic who gets straight back up. What a tough customer it is, Mario Mandzukic. He played injured with the national team as well midweek. There were question marks on his fitness and an injury scare with his ankle. But we've seen it time and time again, the character showed by Mario Mandzukic. He will not lie down.
The fans here absolutely adore him. He really is an Iron Man, and as we saw a couple of minutes ago with that flick, he also has some skill on him, but he really is a tough guy, never gives up, the kind of player that every team who wants to win serious silverware needs.
There's the dummy from Milinkovic Savic. Well, it fooled everyone, including Luis Alberto. Bentancur, return pass to Mandzukic. Here is the Uruguayan. Barzagli. Lichtsteiner. Down the line for Douglas Costa. He's got two on him. Gets the pass to Khedira. Little back heel. Douglas Costa again trying to thread the ball through the defence. It didn't pass this time. The idea was great there from the Brazilian.
Yeah, he's starting to make an impression on this match, the former Shakhtar Donetsk winger, and he really is a valuable player to have in the squad because he can play on either side. He's mobile, he's very, very strong. He's built like a middleweight boxer, but he is highly technical as well. And if Juventus can get him on the ball, all the better for them, and it could cause a little bit of stress for those men in blue.
Again, Douglas Costa making himself available. Chiellini. Long ball into the area, but nobody at home. Straight to Strakosha. So as we approach 20 minutes, we are yet to see a shot on goal. That free kick that slammed into the face of Mandzukic. Here is the cross from Lichtsteiner. Lucas Leiva. Here's it away. And, well, a late challenge, and both players have come off with a bit of an injury. We see here what Mazzolini will order. Both players going for the same ball. It was Radu who came in late from behind, I think.
This is that royal tussle between Lulic and half of the Juventus team there. It really is a tough customer. Lulic doesn't do anything half-heartedly, and him and Lichtsteiner was certainly a, let's say, a challenger coming together to savour and also to make you wince.
Free kick awarded to Lazio there for the foul by Douglas Costa. As Luis Alberto gets it back to his defence. Lazio lose possession. Lazio's only defeat of the season, coming at the hands of Napoli at the Olimpico. It was another strange affair the first half. Lazio played ever so well, but too many injuries in key positions. Here's Higuain now on the edge of the area. Gets the ball back. Lichtsteiner couldn't control it. Higuain again, surrounded by blue shirts. He gets the pass back. Juventus keep possession. The danger is always there when Higuain is lurking in the area. Douglas Costa. And the pass doesn't connect with Higuain that time as Milinkovic gets it in front of Luis Alberto. Avoids one challenge, still going the Spaniard. Plays it forward to Parolo, but coming across in cover defence is Giorgio Chiellini.
Surprised that Higuain didn't shoot in that earlier attack, but it was a good break by Lazio. Perhaps the wrong decision though in the end by Marco Parolo. Perhaps he could have gone for Ciro Immobile, who was open here on the left, rather on Lazio's left, Juventus's right, but he was ignored. However, with Lucas Leiva, they can build again.
Again, Chiellini beating Immobile to the ball. Barzagli not taking chances, goes back to Buffon. Aerial challenge between Mandzukic and Lucas Leiva. Play on, says the referee. Inzaghi winning the 4th Super Cup for Lazio in August against Juventus after wins in 98, 2000, 2009, earning more silverware An illustrious cabinet of the Roman team. Mandzukic. Great ball here. Matuidi. Khedira! Strakosha! And it's tapped home by Douglas Costa. Juventus take the lead on 23 minutes.
The Flash has had his say and he gives Juventus the lead. It was an excellent save by Strakosha, but Douglas Costa, the Brazilian, was there to pounce. There's joy there for Pavel Nedved, today very much a Juventus man, not a Lazio man, and he will have enjoyed that goal. Excellent awareness by Douglas Costa.
Was there a hint of offside there? I think it was Bastos that kept him onside. They will be checking this with the video replay, but it is Douglas Costa's first goal in Serie A, and it's really the first shot on target of the match, as we will wait for the VAR to give the decision in the end. Was Bastos keeping Douglas Costa onside? That was my take from the only replay that we got, but sure they will be looking at it with a lot more scrutiny.
Indeed, today's VAR referee is Fabri, and he will be watching that very, very closely to see if the goal can be validated.
It was a fabulous save by Strakosha, and the goal has been awarded. 1-0 to Juventus on 23 minutes. The goal validated by the video assistant referee, and his first goal in Serie A stands.
We were saying before the match really got going, Marco, that Lazio needed to stay in the game for the first 20 or so minutes. They did that fairly impressively, but they couldn't hold on for any longer, and now they have a very difficult task, a goal down halfway through this first half.
We'll see the character that Lazio are made of now in this cauldron that is the Allianz Stadium, formerly known as the Juventus Stadium. And the task of taking something away from this fixture has been made just a little bit harder.
They'd made a fairly decent start. They'd shown ambition. They'd pushed 3 men up to really pressurise that Juventus defence, but like so many good teams before them, they just couldn't hold on.
As the pass from Khedira doesn't connect with Douglas Costa, and Bastos now finds Lulic. Milinkovic-Savic back to Lulic, and that's a poor pass. It's found Higuain in the area, and Bastos doesn't let him pass. Thought he got a slap in the face. He's a little bit premature to stop there. I think he realised that he'd lost possession and he was grasping at straws.
Yeah, he might have got a hand on the bottom of his chin, but nothing serious enough to stop him. Nothing heavy enough to stop a big, powerful man like him. I think, like you say, Marco, he realised that he'd lost control of the ball and perhaps thought he'd try a different method.
Lucas Leiva, Parolo, Bastos. There's De Vrij. Makes yards forward. There is the Brazilian, Parolo. As Juventus now sit back all in their own half. Maybe now their tactic has changed as Parolo sees a player open on the right-hand side. The cross from Marusic, Immobile's header, and Buffon with the save, but there was a touch on Buffon by Lulic that caught the attention of the referee.
That's more like it though from Lazio. That's a good pass from Marco Parolo. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and Immobile loitering with intent in the area, and the former Borussia Dortmund man and many other teams, Immobile did get his head on the ball but couldn't get a clean enough contact. But they have to keep believing, Lazio, and under Simone Inzaghi the signs are that they are a confident confident outfit who don't go down too easily, apart from perhaps the match against Napoli when they were a man down though due to a red card. But there is more to come from this Lazio, you would imagine, in this match, especially with people like Lulic and Immobile.
Yeah, they were heavily hit by injuries in that match. Not only with the red card, they were reduced to 9 men, unable to make any further substitutions as well, as another defender was injured. Ball into the box now, Douglas Costa. The outside of his left foot, appeals for a handball, and we will have a look at the replay. What will the VAR decide? Just the corner. Yeah, good decision. Not sure if it was even involved there.
Very venomous cross with the outside of the foot by Douglas.
Corner swung in, not cleared. Parolo finds the ball at his feet. As Matuidi's header, looking for Douglas Costa. Immobile with the overhead kick. And Lulic takes the ball away from Bentancur, but not legally, according to Mazzoleni.
Needs to calm down, Lulic there. He doesn't want to be the first player booked of this match.
That was the first corner of the match as well. Chiellini sprinting forward, stopped by Luis Alberto. Khedira now goes back to the defence. Barzagli, Chiellini. Pressure on him by Immobile. He sprints away from the Lazio centre forward, and then a pass for Matuidi. Not exactly what the doctor ordered.
Trying to fill the old Leonardo Bonucci role there a couple of times. Big George striding forward with the ball at his feet like a central midfielder, but the end product not quite as good.
Matuidi for Douglas Costa on the edge of the area. The shot blocked by De Vrij. Lulic, Lucas Leiva fouled by Bentancur right in front of the ref, and the free kick has been awarded.
Yeah, a couple of Juve players had a nibble at the former Liverpool man there.
Pjanic showing us what he thinks. Half an hour gone. Juve with their noses in front thanks to Douglas Costa's first goal in Serie A on 23 minutes. Here is Bastos. Luis Alberto through the middle. Milinkovic-Savic can't control it, falls to Lichtsteiner. Long ball from the Swiss. But Bastos seems to have it covered. Higuain showing his speed and then his strength as well, as he bumps Bastos out of the way. But the referee, I think, has awarded a free kick in favour of Juventus here. Well, you can see why Bastos had a few complaints about that decision.
It looked legal to me. It just he was the stronger man and the more pivoted player in that little clash. But there you go, Mr. Mazzoleni awarded the free kick to Juventus.
Lichtsteiner, cross inside, too high for Douglas Costa. Milinkovic-Savic can't control it. He gets it back though now. Chance for Lazio as they sprint forward. Luis Alberto back to Milinkovic. Poor control from him, and Barzagli doesn't think twice about taking the ball away from him. Again, such composure at the back from Juventus, and they draw the foul. Lulic. Again, a bit of a hothead from the Lazio captain.
Well, it's as we often say when we cover Lazio matches, is there two things normally happen. Lulic is normally substituted after an hour, and he often gets a caution or gets to know the referee's notebook. Looks like he's heading in that direction this afternoon as well, Marco.
Down the line. Pass from Lichtsteiner doesn't connect, but it's given up again by Milinkovic-Savic as Douglas Costa finds Higuain. Now Asamoah bursting down the left-hand side. The left-footed cross. Here is Higuain, but he can't get the shot away. And Parola recovers. De Vrij. Milinkovic. Cheeky pass inside. But then Lulic with an atrocious pass straight to Mandzukic, who shows how it's done with a solid back heel.
Quite a few players miscontrolling the ball this evening. You wonder if that's something to do with the international week, and one or two of them haven't played for quite a while, because I haven't seen so many Serie A players fail to trap the ball so like this for quite a while.
Again, Douglas Costa involved. Lichtsteiner can't get the overlap going there. Telling Allegri what his thoughts were, what his intentions were. Lulic back pass to Strakosha. Strong header from Milinkovic-Savic. Lulic. Luis Alberto. Lazio attack down the right-hand side now. Parolo to Marusic. Back to Parolo. And Matuidi fouled by Parolo. Lazio can't let frustration get to them.
They can't, and to be honest, I was expecting a bit more from Sergej Milinkovic-Savic this evening. I know it's a difficult ground to come to, but often the sign that you've made the step from promising player into regular, consistent talent in any league is if you can show what you're worth in the difficult matches, and this is as tough as it comes in Serie A. And there is the Lazio number 21 pressing. Would like to have seen a bit more from him so far, as I'm sure Lazio would, and the neutrals.
Bentancur, Matuidi, now Mandzukic. Sees Khedira wide open in the middle. Khedira thought about shooting, he does now, and Strakosha diving to his right with a fantastic save to deny Khedira for the second time in this first half.
Really good drive there from the former Real Madrid midfielder, had the space, made it for himself, and thought why not, and it was a decent drive from the German international, but Strakosha equal to it.
Well, coming into this match, 1 in every 4 shots on goal by Juventus. There's a goal. Only had 3 so far, and one of them was converted. And they're bettering their average tonight so far in the opening 36 minutes. As Samoa goes back to Buffon there, intelligently there from the Ghanaian. Matuidi has got a Samoan support, uses him on the overlap. Met by Marusic, as the shot from distance fails to trouble Strakosha. Bentancur having a crack as well.
Confident player, as we were saying in the beginning of this half, already been shown a lot of faith, or Allegri has shown a lot of faith in the young Uruguayan. Perhaps he is, well, that was...
Oh, well, Higuain almost had the luckiest goal of his career, with Strakosha too casual on the goal line. That is unforgivable by the Albanian.
Marco, that is the definition of playing with fire. When you've got Gonzalo Higuain, who, as we were saying a little while ago, is 2 goals away from 100 goals in Serie A, bearing down on you, you have to be a bit more awake than that. And we know it wasn't a goal because we now have goal line technology in Serie A, but that was a real scare for Strakosha and Lazio.
Yeah, some risks just are not worth taking, and when you've got Higuain anywhere near you, that is not what you do.
I think you could say Strakosha there crossed the line, but the ball didn't.
Thankfully for him, the score remains 1-0 in favour of Juventus. He is beating Higuain to the ball, gets it to De Vrij. Strakosha tested again. Bastos. The pressure from Higuain, his intensity as he takes the final touch there, but he gets the round of applause from the crowd who appreciate his efforts.
Lazio are on the ropes as we enter the last 7 minutes of this first half. They really are under. It looks like Juventus wouldn't mind taking a 2-0 lead into this half-time interval so they can maybe rotate, rest a few players from the second half, because Juventus look like they're going for the jugular and Lazio look all at sea.
Here's Milinkovic-Savic. Ball into the box for Immobile, but Chiellini had good position on him. But that's a horrible clearance from Lichtsteiner. Parol on the edge of the area. Immobile! And the ball is loose. And it's Barzagli who concedes the corner, but a few question marks there in defence for Juventus.
It's suddenly gone a bit Keystone Cops this match, Marco. Mistakes, errors, a bit of nerves perhaps, but Lazio have suddenly got the wind in their sails and they're trying to put that man there, Gigi Buffon, under pressure before the interval.
First corner of the match for Lazio. It is Luis Alberto standing over the ball, but first the referee wants to have a chat to some of the players. Calms things down in the middle. Short corner from Luis Alberto. Milinkovic, or rather it's Radu who was there. That is a wasted opportunity for Lazio as Matuidi sets Samoa off, but Lucas Leiva stops him in his tracks. The cross now. Here is Luis Alberto on his right foot. The shot was blocked by Khedira, I believe. And now Juventus can break. Douglas Costa. No, there is Khedira there. It was another, I think it was maybe Bentancur that would have blocked that shot then. Buffon didn't get a touch on it.
I wondered if perhaps he could have shot a bit quicker, Luis Alberto. He took his time. It looked like the chance had gone, but indeed it hadn't, and he got his shot off. And now it's Lazio's turn to be the swinging boxer against their opponent, who is looking sluggish.
Well, a 40th minute chance definitely falling to Lazio. Chance to draw level. And Luis Alberto. Radu first to the ball. Milinkovic-Savic. Parolo. Juventus get back so quickly in numbers. There's ball into the area from Luis Alberto. Too strong for Parolo.
Still playing their football, Lazio still going for it, and this is the replay of that incident that could so easily have been goal number 99 for Juve's number 9.
And Higuain denied by the crossbar. There is Barzagli. Bentancur. Matuidi sees Samoa, who has been pushing forward consistently now. Ball inside, the deflection. And Strakosha gets to the ball first. Again, Milinkovic-Savic. Great first touch. Now it's a speed. Show of speed there by Buffon to beat Immobile to the ball.
I get the feeling that Inzaghi will be fairly pleased with his players, and at half-time, apart from the goal they've conceded and the panics in defence, I think he'll be quite happy with how they've approached it.
Luis Alberto asking the referee for an intervention, not forthcoming. And he continues his protests. And he will be booked, I think, if he continues. He is continuing.
Not happy with some of the rough treatment he believes he's been receiving.
And a giveaway from Radu. After Douglas Costa lost the ball. Higuain switching out to the left. Seeing Mandzukic open. He's got Asamoah in support. Bentancur again. Misguided pass though. Let Juventus keep it. 2 minutes remaining of regulation time. It's been a very tight affair with very few scoring opportunities in this first half. Juventus have made theirs count though, as the cross comes in now from Asamoah, nearly finding Matuidi, as Bastos blocks the cross from Bentancur. Who's 20 years of age, and Boca Juniors for €10.5 million. He's getting a regular start now. Max Allegri.
Of course, that will be aided by the terrible luck that Claudio Marchisio has been struck down over the last 2 seasons. He really has had problems, injury problems, Marchisio.
Bentancur. Asamoah. Back inside for the Uruguayan. Matuidi on the edge of the area, goes to ground. No reason for an intervention there. So we don't expect there to be much in terms of added on time, if any.
No, indeed. I mean, Mandzukic took one on the nose and was up a second or two later, so there haven't been any serious incidents or any players needing prolonged attention.
It looks like we will go into the break with Juventus in the lead thanks to that Douglas Costa goal on 23 minutes. Confirmed by the VAR, and the half-time whistle goes here at the Allianz Stadium. Juventus 1, Lazio 0. We'll be back with the second half in just a short while.
Per contrastare il fenomeno di violenza negli stadi. Si ricorda pertanto che è vietato introdurre e utilizzare all'interno dello stadio
I ain't feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time? You were the only one who got me tripping up inside. All the words you told me, am I reading something different from your eyes? See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. See you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. See you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, while we got our feelings amplified. Staying till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. See you, for a moment even hope that I can feel you. See you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, while we got our feelings amplified. Staying till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes.
Douglas Costa, his first goal in Italy, has given Juventus the lead. It broke the deadlock on 23 minutes, and Khedira forced a great save from Strakosha, with Higuain pouncing on a bit of casualness from Strakosha, hitting the crossbar. But other than that, Buffon has been kept relatively quiet, but the Juventus defence has been absolutely outstanding.
Indeed, and just as we finally hear AC/DC, the half-time music turned down, it looks like we're about to start again.
We'll expect to see some changes from Simone Inzaghi in the second half. But Mazzoleni checks with his linesman. And the second half begins. Can Lazio climb this mountain and overturn this 1-0 deficit? It would be a repeat of what happened in 2003, when it was Nedved who scored in the first half for Juventus against his former team, and the result was overturned by goals to Stefano Fiore and exactly, Stefano Fiore, he scored both.
Well, there you go. This is indeed the Pavel Nedved and Stefan Lichtsteiner derby, and Lichtsteiner is there in action there, and never shy to test out the turf, Lichtsteiner.
As Chiellini, one of the outstanding performers of the first half, gets it to Asamoah, another player who was outstanding down the left-hand side. He really came in to his own towards the dying stages of that half, useful in defence and attack. As Bentancur now spreads it out to Lichtsteiner. The pass for Khedira, however, is off target, and the ball falls to Strakosha.
Not much will change in the rear guard for Lazio. We see Lucas Leiva there will be trying to prompt attacks, but he is a much less effective player in the construction of play than Lucas Biglia. But he's done well to pick out Ciro Immobile here.
Here is Luis Alberto Immobile! We are level at the Allianz Stadium! Ciro Immobile has scored for Lazio on the break. His 10th goal of the season, and we are all square.
It's nothing less than they deserve there. A rare foray from defence from Lucas Leiva. Even his teammates can't believe that. Found a teammate who then played in. Indeed, it looks like it was Luis Alberto, who's been lively so far. He fed Immobile with a calm finish past his Italy international teammate Gigi Buffon, and it's the equaliser.
Right in the bottom corner, a perfect finish there from Ciro Immobile, and a lovely assist from Luis Alberto, who sends his tally to 3 assists as well this season. But what a lethal combination on the attack. Juventus caught out. We were singing their praises, and it didn't take long, just 2 minutes in the second half, and we have a fantastic match on our hands now, as Milinkovic-Savic wins the ball back. Lulic, that's a poor pass though, straight to Higuain. Douglas Costa couldn't do much with it, and neither could Milinkovic-Savic, who brings down Lichtsteiner. Play on, says the ref. Higuain on the edge of the area. Higuain surely, and Strakosha with a fine save, but denies Pepita.
Remarkable stop by Strakosha there. You would have put your mortgage on Pepita to score there, but he was denied, and this match has kicked off. This second half has started off at an incredible pace, Marco.
Milinkovic-Savic in the area, and it needed the help of Douglas Costa to win back possession for Juventus, as he skips past Luis Alberto, who doesn't give up though, and eventually the Spaniard takes down the Brazilian, and the referee gets involved. The free kick to Juventus, but this has been an electric start to the second half.
Absolutely incredible stuff, and I think that perhaps Lucas Leiva's reputation worked in his favour there, because often you'll see teams, particularly the big teams, leaving opponents who aren't known for their skills on the ball space, and they probably didn't expect Lucas Leiva to come forward that much and pick out a decent pass, and they actually were stung by that.
How often often will you see Higuain miss an opportunity like that? It was one-on-one right in front. It was a penalty kick in motion, more or less. It was an excellent effort from Strakosha. As Betancourt was nutmegged there by Milinkovic-Savic. Lazio do retain possession. Luis Alberto for Immobile. Well, what did Inzaghi say to his men at half-time?
Well, I think he would have just said to them, keep believing, you've got quality, you've got courage, just keep going. And he'll be so thrilled with particularly the second half performance so far of Lucas Leiva. Has been impressive with the interceptions, the day job, if you will, but also leading to that goal for Ciro Immobile. And Juventus look rattled.
Here is Khedira. The spaces are opening up for both teams to exploit. As Betancourt wins the aerial challenge, illegally though. A handball has been spotted by the referee. Free kick to Lazio.
So at this stage you do wonder if Allegri will be thinking that he needs to either get this wrapped up with the men he has on the pitch or make changes, because the one thing, it was an incredible save by Strakosha. You see the frustration there from Pipita. You look at the bench and Juventus do have that man there, Paulo Dybala and Cuadrado, which will give Lazio a little bit of fear, the fact these luxurious reserves on the home bench.
Last touch from Lichtsteiner gives Lazio the possibility to attack again here. Throw taken, Luis Alberto, Milinkovic-Savic. It's the quality players from Lazio who are coming to the fore now, but Immobile gives away possession cheaply. Mandzukic receives from Khedira. As Higuain overrunning, wasn't expecting the pass really.
You can hear the disbelief and the shock in the crowd here at the Allianz Stadium. Juventus aren't used to teams really going for them like that, and they stream forward once again, Lazio.
Lulic through the legs, the cross comes inside, Chiellini stops initially, and then Luis Alberto with another opportunity. They're all tangled up here. Lulic gets the first touch, and Lazio keep possession. Is he looking for a corner here? He manages to get the pass back to Lucas Leiva. What can the Brazilian do? They are really pressuring the Juventus defence now in this second half. De Vrij, Milinkovic-Savic through the middle, Immobile gets around Buffon, and that is a penalty. No question, Mazzolini points to the spot, and Lazio have the chance to overturn the half-time deficit in the space of 7 minutes.
This is incredible stuff, Marco. Rarely do we see Juventus, and Buffon is cautioned. Rarely do we see the champions so ruffled. They really do look panicked. This young, hungry Lazio side have really put the cat among the pigeons.
That was a beautiful pass through the middle, through the two central defenders, Chiellini and Barzagli, allowing Immobile to thread through them. And then one-on-one with Buffon. Immobile, cool as you like, skips past the veteran keeper. But it'll all be worth nothing if this penalty is not converted. It is Ciro Immobile looking for his second of the night. He has scored 3 from the spot so far this season. 3 from 3. Gigi Buffon. Immobile versus Buffon. And he smacks it into the back of the net. Lazio 2, Juventus 1. They've overturned their deficit in 8 minutes. Incredible scenes at the Allianz Stadium.
What an outrageous turnaround by Lazio. The eagle is flying above the Allianz Stadium. This is the replay of that delicious through ball by Sergei. And Ciro Immobile just tapped it around his teammate. Does he catch him there? Well, these things, contact is often minimal, but if it's enough for the referee, that's all that counts. And Ciro Immobile slotted it to the opposite side of Buffon, and we have the turnaround, Marco.
Well, just as we were talking about history, it was the match in 2002 that got turned around after Nedved's initial opener. And then in 2003, It was just a 2-0 victory with Corradi and Fiore scoring.
And Allegri has played his first card, Marco. Off comes the goal scorer, Douglas Costa. He's replaced by this man, Federico Bernardeschi. Allegri is not happy and he's made changes.
Bentancur out to Asamoah. As Juventus want to re-establish their dominance here. And will this home record come to an end tonight? Asamoah gets past, and now a chance, Khedira, and almost an own goal. Radu didn't touch it. And it's a goal kick to restart. But this was great from Asamoah. Bastos with the clearance straight to Khedira, and it wasn't touched by Radu.
With every passing game, Simone Inzaghi's reputation grows. Obviously this one has a lot more, 35 minutes left to run in this game, but you have to say Lazio are looking like one of the most improved teams of the last few years in Serie A, and so much of it must come down to their former striker turned coach, the incredible Simone Inzaghi.
Bernardeschi's on and Dybala is warming up on the sideline. I'm sure that would have been a difficult decision for Allegri to make, as another opportunity presented itself. As Parolo first to the ball, gets it to Immobile. Lazio now. The cross inside, Luis Alberto on his left, it's smothered by Barzagli diving in front. But Lazio are playing with...
The question's got to be defensive, or the defensive shield in the first half of Matuidi and of Bentancur. Where has that gone? That has evaporated, Marco. They don't seem to have offer the same protection to Chiellini and Barzagli as they were in the first half, and that is a real concern for Max Allegri.
Is it complacency? Did they feel that they'd already done enough to win all 3 points in this match?
It could be a lack of mobility. It could just be the fact that this Lazio are a fearless team.
Well, they have refused to give up. They have taken the match to Juventus, who are now in a position to now show their character. How can they react to this setback? Asamoah, Bentancur, Lichtsteiner, Bernardeschi. It's away from Lulic. Can he offer some brilliance now? As Asamoah cuts it back inside. Matuidi on his left foot, blocked as Bentancur just chips it inside the area. Here's Bentancur again, but now Lucas Leiva, Luis Alberto, and it's Immobile on the break. He waits for support. It comes in the form of Luis Alberto. The pass misdirected, not touched, or not controlled by Chiellini. So it is Marusic, the cross inside, easy for Khedira. As Higuain sprinting to the ball in front of Bastos, giving possession to Juventus. It's end-to-end stuff here in Turin.
It's glorious stuff to behold, and Juventus desperate now for that equaliser.
Khedira in the box, the pass from Bernardeschi, finding the German. But now plenty of room for Khedira. He squares it, but it's Lucas Leiva who touches it. And now Milinkovic-Savic has it inside. He continues his run forward, as does Immobile. The ball's just too strong, though. It'll go to Buffon.
He's fast, but he's not that fast, Marco. But you have to say that Juventus know that they can't afford to let their more senior, more aging, whatever phrase you want to use, centre-backs get caught in one-on-ones against Immobile, because he will massacre them, and it's happening, and Allegri has to address that, because he doesn't want to see Barzagli in a confrontation with Ciro Immobile, because that could be curtains.
As Bernardeschi again plays it forward, he collects and shoots. Ball blocked again. Strakosha not having to make a save. This is exhilarating stuff, and it really is putting a lot of pressure on Juventus now as they keep possession. They work hard to try and get back on level terms. Lichtsteiner. The pressure from Lulic was enough to force the error from the Swiss.
Now you say as the hour mark hits us, you have to wonder what Inzaghi's tactics are, because he could sit back and try and preserve this, but that's not in his nature. It's not in his Lazio's nature. I actually think, Marco, if they try and hold on to this, try and preserve this lead and drop back 20 metres, that could actually be the worst thing. And one suspects that Inzaghi will actually tell them to keep playing as they've been playing so far. Don't alter it.
The fact that Juventus find themselves trailing means that they are throwing more bodies forward and leaving the counter-attack open. That possibility for Immobile to exploit, which we've seen a few times now, it led to the penalty.
Well, it's a Lazio trademark, but I also believe, Marco, that next year for the World Cup, break off as Lulic monitors the ball. Yeah, next year for the World Cup, should Italy qualify, which I'll say happily on air, I think they will, that could be a very potent weapon, the counter-attack speed and know-how and finishing of Ciro Immobile.
The likes of Insigne calling the shots as well.
And Mr. Belotti isn't too shabby either.
Currently injured. Shouldn't be any doubts on his call up to the national team, should he be fit. Asamoah. Ball inside. The dummy from Mandzukic. But again, read well by De Vrij. Bastos showing great composure. Lucas Leiva.
That's what taking the lead can do. In the first half, he was making a few mistakes, Bastos, but now he's really showing off, and more power to his elbow there, because Lazio have been incredible and earned it, but this could change things.
It looks like La Jolla is about to come on for Juventus. There is a mistake. Poor pass. Lichtsteiner is showing that he's not happy with things. Inzaghi looking very cool.
He often does, Marco, doesn't he? And his dilemma now is whether he freshens things up.
Foul by Lichtsteiner. Will he be sacrificed now to allow Dybala to come on? I think he has maybe let his temperament get the better of him.
Well, Lichtsteiner and Lulic was always going to be a confrontation with fireworks.
Well, Dybala scored in 4 of the last 5 home games here. 5 goals in total in those 5 matches. Free kick with Luis Alberto standing over the ball. And he delivers the cross at the far post, and it's Barzagli who gets to the ball first. Chiellini taking the ball out. And then playing the pass inside for Higuain. Radu was there to collect. Strakosha.
An impressive run there from Chiellini, because that is evidence that the fact Juventus have to gamble now. They're 2-1 down at home, facing defeat at home, which doesn't happen very often. And they really do need to gamble, they need to take risks, and that's why we just saw Chiellini doing his impression of Ian Robin on the left wing.
Luis Alberto sends Lulic down the left, but he goes back to Lucas Leiva. De Vrij. That second goal has really taken a lot of the pressure off Lazio now. They are happy to just sit back and keep possession. Here the open man, Parolo, plays a lovely ball forward to Immobile, inside again for Immobile, and the two Juventus players collide, the cross in for, and then Milinkovic-Savic getting to that loose ball. It was meant for Marusic, that cross. Somehow it was deflected away, and now it is Dybala time.
Allegri, sorry Marco, Allegri looks very concerned though. He really does have to try and sort out. His team are being penetrated so easily. They have a weakness, and Lazio look like the team likely to score next, which now means that I've cursed that possibility. But Allegri tactically really needs to reshuffle. He is, of course, Marco, famous for changing things mid-match, but he needs to make some or show some of his tactical flexibility sooner rather than later.
No changes so far for Simone Inzaghi. Bernardeschi and Dybala are both on. Lucas Leiva stopping that pass from penetrating as Lichtsteiner retreats. Bastos in the air, strong as always, but his pass goes only as far as Matuidi. Mandzukic shrugs off Parolo, then Parolo gets straight back up to his feet to stop the shot from Mario Mandzukic. Asamoah. Matuidi. Now Dybala calls for it, and he gets it, he crosses inside, and Bernardeschi gets in front of Lulic, but can't finish in front of goal.
Really good work from Lulic. He does do his bit defensively. That has never been in doubt. Here he is launching a counter-attack. Gets that wrong, but impressive work from the Lazio skipper all the same.
Chiellini sees the run of Bernardeschi, but his pass is just too strong.
I think Juventus need a bit more lucidity, a bit more clarity. They do have the quality on the pitch, particularly now that Dybala has joined the fray and Bernardeschi himself. But perhaps they need a bit more clarity and just to try and take things a bit slower, not in sense of time because they have only 24 minutes left, but in terms of their build-up play, they just need to be a little bit more clinical.
Bastos with an error. And Bentancur couldn't capitalise. Now the spaces are opening up. It's Milinkovic-Savic on the edge of the area. Milinkovic-Savic, the cross. Well, it was a shot really, but a very weak one right into the arms of Buffon, who sets off Bentancur. He's on halfway now. He uses Matuidi. The Frenchman goes to Dybala. Bernardeschi. And the left-footed cross there goes directly out of bounds. And this will be an historic win should Lazio defeat Juventus for the second time this season. And you could see from that replay just how important Lulic's intervention was.
Yeah, it was crucial. It was reminiscent of Bonucci against Higuain in this very stadium a couple of seasons ago. Higuain, of course, when he was playing for Napoli, and Bonucci when he was playing for Juventus.
And that pass was from Dybala as well for Bernardeschi. He saw the run, played it perfectly for the former Fiorentina man. So the errors are appearing though from both sides. There's the number 22 with 22 minutes remaining. And De Vrij clears it to safety. Asamoah. Bentancur. Dybala. Short pass. No risks taken. Asamoah keeps it in play. Sees Mandzukic. Went for a shot there, Mandzukic. Parolo was there to block it though. Now the loose pass. Dybala on his left foot. The shot. Straight to De Vrij as Bastos lunges towards the shot there as well.
Incredibly calm there by Marco Parolo, just to dab it to a teammate. I think the next 20 minutes, the remainder of this match are going to be about concentration for Lazio, because it's now about mental energy, because they will be sitting back defending on the end of it for the majority of the rest of this match, and then it becomes a battle almost of mental strength, and if you can keep concentrated for the remainder, because any mistake will be punished with men like Dybala and Higuain on the pitch.
There's Matuidi. Dybala. Chiellini now spreading it out to the left for Asamoah. Met by Marusic. Chiellini, quick pass inside. And Dybala again looking to capitalise on the volley. Appeals for a free kick, not given as De Vrij continues his run upfield. Luis Alberto sprinting past Bentancur.
And now there's a De Vrij shaped gap at the back for Lazio. He's lumbering back, the number 3.
As Higuain trying to lead by example. Ball for Dybala. Smothered by blue shirts. Dybala gets his foot there though. Bernardeschi showing his quality as well in a tight space. Plays the pass out to the left for Asamoah. Continues to threaten with crosses. This time he plays it back to Matuidi. And the crowd is getting involved as well. They're on the edge of their seats. Lucas Leiva's header straight to Luis Alberto. And goes to ground. Appeals for a free kick as well. Was he taken out in back play? Asamoah confronted by Marusic. And Montenegrin gets the better of him.
Did well there, he's been fairly impressive, Marusic. You can see Lazio's alineation there, 3-5-2, very much a case of the 8 bodies. Well, this is another scene changer, Marco.
Luis Alberto will make way for the inclusion of Nani, the Portuguese, on loan. He hasn't been fit for most of the season, but he's on loan from Valencia, the 30-year-old, and he makes his second appearance of the season for Lazio, taking the place of Luis Alberto. And the third and final substitution for Allegri as well, as Sturaro comes on.
Nani, a vastly different player to Luis Alberto, obviously an orthodox winger, but he can cause problems for the tiring and aging Juventus defence with his trickery and direct running.
As Milinkovic gets the ball, Immobile back to Milinkovic-Savic. Nani's down the right-hand side. Lazio on their break are lethal. Lulic now. Nani's at the far side. Lulic can't get the cross cleanly inside. It was deflected by Barzagli. Dybala now in open space. And Sturaro down the right-hand side decided to come inside for Bentancur. Asamoah, a cross blocked by Marusic. Ball inside, Mandzukic got the touch on it, it couldn't finish on goal. So it was Lichtsteiner that made way for the inclusion of Sturaro. Strakosha sends that directly out of bounds, a mistake from the Albanian keeper. He has had an outstanding match though. some crucial saves, especially on Higuain on 49 minutes, which would have levelled things up again.
Yeah, that was
or rather, it would have given Juventus back the lead after that equaliser by Immobile.
Indeed, it was an incredible stop by Tomas Strakosha. It looks like now Lazio have gone to a 5-4. Well, it looks like they've got Sergej Milinkovic and Nani just tucked in behind Ciro Immobile.
And an offside call. Well, very close, that one. I think at the far side, Lulic was keeping Asamoah onside. There is the trickery from Dybala. The shot not forcing a save. It was blocked before it got to the keeper. Just a reminder, later tonight, it is Roma-Napoli.
This result very much favouring Napoli, staying at the top of the table as well, Marco.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Juventus were going for the controsorpasso of Napoli. But with the results standing, that would not be the case. As we have another change, it is Caicedo to come on for Immobile.
Well, I think you could say that Ciro Immobile has worked incredibly hard today, and Lazio fans won't be super pleased to see their scorer of both their goals tonight going off, but he has worked incredibly hard, as he often does. And now we await to see Simone Inzaghi's latest formation, who will be at the top of the... Well, it looks like Nani has gone to the centre there.
There's Felipe Caicedo, the Ecuadorian, who's signing from Espanyol to play the final 14 minutes of this incredible match. And Immobile has really given it everything out there tonight. But will his double be enough for Lazio to secure all 3 points? A rare loss for Juventus at home. As Lucas Leiva fouls Sturaro. Long ball from Barzagli. Mandzukic prolongs for Asamoah. The Ghanaian steps away from Parolo. The shot saved from Strakosha. Asamoah has been exemplary, filling the boots of Alexandro tonight. Just showing the depth that Allegri has at his disposal. Bernardeschi's corner. And it is Caicedo that clears it away.
Wonderful clearance too, very spectacular. All hands to the pump for Lazio. Inzaghi's men desperate to hold on.
Asamoah again into the box, and it's not cleared, and Higuain had no idea that the ball was going to fall to his feet.
One hesitates to say a frustrating night for Higuain, because there are at least 13 minutes left and he could pop up at any minute and score, but that just showed his luck so far.
And there is Andrea Agnelli, the president, showing his frustration as well in the sidelines.
Well, exactly, Marco, you don't need to be a lip reader to see that he wasn't massively pleased with the outcome there.
Another error from Strakosha. He is just 22 years of age, the Albanian. But he has also filled the boots of Marchetti very well indeed. His first choice keeper. Caicedo, tripped.
It looks very much like Simone Inzaghi will be seeing this match out with a 5-2, 2-1, which would be the back five, obviously in defence, but very close to the rear guard, helping out with the two holding midfielders. And then just break off as Sergei attacks and plays it to Caicedo. Nice footwork by Caicedo.
Yeah, Parolo now gets it to Marusic. Nani, seen much of his. I haven't seen much of him since he's come on. Parolo, cross inside for Caicedo, and it's Dorado that cleans up at the back post.
I'd say Parolo has been impressive today as well. He's edged a little bit further forward as the match approaches the last 10 minutes, and he can be influential. There is a former Juventus and Lazio goalkeeper, Angelo Peruzzi.
So corner to Lazio. It is Nani, I believe, to swing this one in. Loops this one in, and it's a header from Milinkovic-Savic, but falls straight to Buffon, who tries to kickstart a counter-attack. Samoa unable to reach that ball. We've got an injury. The referee has decided to stop play to allow Milinkovic-Savic to receive attention.
Going back to something we were saying, well, this is break off because this is the incident. Chiellini, it looks like he was sandwiched between Bentancur and Chiellini, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, and that is quite a...
Yeah, got a bit of head knock as well from the back of Chiellini's head.
Some shirt pulling as well, perhaps there, Marco.
It does look a little bit like it.
But no, we were talking before well, just as the first half was getting going, the fact that Lazio Inzaghi has had to watch as Keita Balde and Lucas Biglia have left for new clubs. Felipe Anderson, their mercurial Brazilian, still not quite fit. Yet he has just got on with it and worked with the players he had, and worked brilliantly with the players he had. Just ask them how it's going. Those Juventus fans have seen close hand tonight. For the second time, the magical work that Simone Inzaghi is undertaking.
Well, in that Super Cup match, the praise was mainly put on the midfield of Lazio, able to cancel out any threat that Juventus put on them. And tonight it's been tactically a perfect match for Lazio. In the second half it has been presented to them, and this victory is there for the taking should they hold on.
But it sounds like a cliche, but it is true that you never write off Juventus in Serie A. You never, they're very rarely, they never give up. In fact, their catchphrase, Marco, is fino alla fine. As I'm sure their fans worldwide are very aware, they just never give up until the end.
Bernardeschi, second half substitute, came so close to scoring, but Lulic's boot got in the way. He continues his run out to the left now. Plays the cross inside, but it was nobody. Just too strong. He's looking to prove a point as well. Bernardeschi, big signing, 40 million from Fiorentina. The third and final substitution then for Simone Inzaghi, and it's the captain, Lulic, who makes way for the inclusion of Patrick. The right back from Spain will play the remaining 7 minutes of this match.
Good captain's performance from Lulic, and that incredible clearance that we had in the earlier on in this second half always gives everything Lulic.
So strengthening the defence. Inzaghi, as Caicedo thought he'd kept that ball in play. Sturaro, Barzagli, and Matuidi. 5-man defensive line for Lazio. Needs to hold strong. The support of the three in front as well. Milinkovic, Savic, Lucas Leiva and Parolo.
It looks like Patrick has been asked to get close to Bernardeschi, because even though he overhit that cross a few seconds ago, he is being influential, he is getting on the ball. And it looks like Patrick has been asked to monitor the former Fiorentina man, Bernardeschi.
So Juventus getting their fourth corner. Dybala. He swings it in, cleared by Parolo. Barzaghi's first touch was a poor one. You can hear Simone Inzaghi's lost his voice on the sideline.
He wants his players to move up the pitch, not to be forced to be camped in their own half. He's got fresh legs in that attack in the form of Caicedo and Nani. He doesn't want them to sit back and get too compact and suffer too much, absorb too much. He wants them to actually go for it. Now it's Allegri's turn to screech, Marco.
So a free kick to Juventus. Then it's Dybala on the ball. Swings it in at the far post. It's headed out by Milinkovic Savic. Never took his eye off the ball. Surrounded by black and white shirts. Sturaro. Switching out. Mandzukic was the destined recipient of that pass. Didn't reach him though. There's Bentancur, plays it forward, a loose pass. And Lazio get it back. But Nani has committed the foul, according to the referee. I think he looks a bit surprised, Sheridan.
Well, I'm a bit surprised too, Marco. I thought he got the ball. He did get the lot of the man as well, but he seemed to get the ball fairly and squarely. But it's what Mr. Mazzoleni thinks that counts, and Juventus continue to turn the screw, searching for that equaliser.
Bernardeschi. Barzagli. Lini as well getting involved. Bastos with a clean intervention. And Marusic gets the ball off Matuidi to maintain possession for Lazio.
Very good performance by Adam Marusic. Inzaghi will be incredibly proud of all of his defenders, but Marusic has been impressive.
The urgency needs to be there for Juventus. And a telegraph pass there from Barzagli. Now Nani can kickstart a counter here as Milinkovic Savic bumps Sturaro off the ball. Nani, Lucas Leiva. He retreats to the defensive line. There's Patrick now. Uses Nani. Back to the Spaniard. De Vrij, Radu, Strakosha. And the header won by Matuidi. Bentancur spinning around. And then Patrick, or rather Lucas Leiva it is, who wins it back for Lazio. Great little pass there from Milinkovic Savic, very well disguised. Caicedo, Parolo, Nani. This is exactly what Lazio need. Hide the ball away from Juventus.
Exactly, it's about keeping hold of the ball, it's about possession, it's about making Juventus run around, stretching them, maybe finding a space. Nani has done well, has come into the game a bit more in these last few exchanges. Marco Parolo has been incredible. Lucas Leiva as well has done his part, been judicious on the ball. This really is about keep ball possession now.
Well, that's been won back by just sheer aggression from Chiellini. I thought that he may have actually got the ball off Marusic. And it's the throw here. Caicedo's header. There's Milinkovic now. Tries to play it to ground. Balls to Caicedo. Ball for Lukas Leiva. But desperation there from Bernardeschi. Higuain can't control it. As Marusic finds Patrick. Nani beaten to the ball. Bernardeschi plays it back to Sturaro.
I think the key is, like we were saying, Marco, not just ball possession for that man's side, but also not to give away any silly free kicks.
There's Dybala as well, is throwing everything. Trying to avoid a defeat here at home for Juventus. There's a sliding challenge there from Nani. He's unchecked by the referee. Samoa. Mandzukic leaves it. Higuain on the edge of the area, plays it back now. Sturaro tried to float it inside. Milinkovic-Savic was there. Matuidi inside, Dybala on his left, and it's off the post! Unbelievable here at the Allianz Stadium. So close to an equaliser. Sturaro on his left, deflected. Strakosha diffuses the situation, but Juventus denied by the woodwork.
We knew Dybala would have his say. We knew he'd make an impact. He's that good player. We knew that he'd do something special, and so close to levelling for the Bianconeri with a delicious volley, but for once denied by the woodwork.
As Higuain was on 37 minutes, now is Dybala beating the keeper, but not the post. As we are in stoppages now.
Lazio, some of those players are absolutely exhausted. They've worked so hard. Even if Juventus do level now, it still won't take anything away from the fact that Lazio have defended heroically and attacked intelligently.
Parolo just hoofs this one into the air. And Milinkovic-Savic, did he take down his opponent illegally? Here is Caicedo to close it out, and Buffon with the save. They're expecting a whistle, it wasn't forthcoming.
Well, Caicedo there had a chance to put the icing on the cake. Sergei did well, picked out his Ecuadorian teammate, whose shot, well, saved with the boot of Gigi.
As the ball goes back to Strakosha. As we enter the 4th minute of stoppages, 4th and last, according to the 4th official. Mandzukic, Matuidi, but Lukas Leiva comes up with it, and away goes Marusic. Lazio just seconds away now from an historic win. As Milinkovic-Savic gets back up, but this time the referee has stopped play.
Milinkovic-Savic mystified by that, asking where the foul was, but needs to focus for a couple more seconds. Sergei, just like the rest of his teammates.
Chiellini, Samoa, the last chance now for Juventus as the cross is blocked by Parolo. The header from Bentancur, but Patrick slides in, appeals for a penalty, but Patrick and Bernardeschi are now, well, it's overboiled here. There's some awful scenes in the area. Was this a penalty? Well, is the VAR going to get involved here? That looked pretty bad. And Bastos still on the ground, Bernardeschi still there. There was a lot of nitty-gritty scenes that we don't want to see out there on the football field, with Patrick and Bernardeschi as well, very furious.
Well, it was the one instance that a Lazio player showed a lack of composure and coolness there. Patrick flew in, he was taking a huge risk. I mean, look at this.
He didn't take the ball at all.
Took an absolutely huge risk there, and it is concerning times for Lazio.
And it looks like the VAR is going to be involved here. The referee will have a look at it, and he will have a look, and this could be a penalty that will give Juventus the chance to level the match at the very death.
It was such a rash challenge by Patrick. He did fly in there, even in any part of the pitch. That is a risky challenge, but to do that in the penalty area. The tension is super high here, Marco.
And the referee will go. It's a penalty to Juventus. A chance for Juventus to get out of jail. It was a rash challenge by Patrick. And now, here is the yellow for the Spaniard.
I think that was the only decision that referee Mazzoleni could have reached, because, as we're saying, Patrick just flew into his opponent there, lost his head somewhat, and now Paulo Dybala has a chance to, well, not get the win, but get the draw for Massimiliano Allegri.
And the last time Juventus lost at home, it was in the first match of the 2015-16 season against Udinese. But now it's Dybala who has the opportunity. He did miss his last penalty against Atalanta, but he steps up now, and it's saved by Strakosha! Lazio defeat Juventus. Dybala misses a penalty. Extraordinary scenes here at the Allianz Stadium.
What drama! This is the magic of Serie A. We see the ridiculous tackle again, but it's immaterial now because Dybala was denied by Strakosha. Lazio have the 3 points. So many heroes out there in blue. Marco, Parolo, Leiva, Ciro Immobile and Thomas Strakosha.
Well, Sheridan, I am speechless. It is a monumental night for Lazio as they defeat Juventus. They go level.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 Remember the fade in your eyes. I'm lost in space, floating away. Sailing on my soul, your light.